Well, good afternoon. It is May 13th, 2022 at about 3:30 p.m. I am at the South Platte River trailhead of the Colorado Trail, which is right between segments 1 and 2. Me and David, my buddy I roped into, you've probably seen him in some other videos, are going to be heading south on segment 1. And we are going to go to the Indian Creek Trail and head down to the Indian Creek Trailhead and then return back on an out and back loop or hike. With that being said, the Indian Creek is the alternate start to the CT. Some people with dogs and stuff like that can start there instead of the Waterton Canyon. I've done the Waterton Canyon several times, have never done this section, so this is going to be kind of new to me. Anyway, without further ado, let's get rolling. So that is looking at segment 2 of the Colorado Trail, and I don't know if the camera makes it up, but there is a giant burn area over there, and it's a pretty immense one. It's pretty notorious and pretty hot. Thankfully we're not going through today. I just got some intel from David saying it was 88 degrees, and it feels like it. Well, it's about 6:15, end of day number 1, and we've come about 5 miles in about 1,400 feet of elevation gain to this beautiful overlook that we're going to be staying at. Now, we're going to camp behind those rocks over there, but I'm sitting here just having my sandwich that I bring out, and I always like to bring out something fresh on the first day anyway, and I got a nice chicken sandwich here that's just hitting the spot right now. But the first 5 miles of the trail is all uphill, but it's well graded and made for mountain bikes and stuff like that. So although you are coming up 1,400 feet, it's not too awful bad. It's kind of tiring right now since I've been up since midnight of last night, but it's a great night to be out here. I think we're going to have probably some windy conditions, but I don't think we're supposed to get any rain this weekend at all, and I'm really looking forward to what tomorrow brings. We're just going to kind of play this whole trip by ear. We're going to hike all the way down to the Indian Creek Trailhead tomorrow, at least there, and then we'll have a big climb out of that back up to the CT, and we'll kind of just see how we're feeling, see what the water source situation is, and go from there. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish my dinner here and set up my tent and just relax from this location probably for the remainder of the evening. So, and tonight, number 1, on to day number 2. Well, good morning from day number 2. It's about 7:15, and we are getting a good start. David's already left a little bit earlier than I did. I just kind of taken my time this morning. And last night, really peaceful night. Thought it was gonna be colder than it was, but it wasn't really that bad. Basically, I just had my 25-degree bag and didn't even have to use any of my bass players. Birds chirped until about a little bit before sunset completely, and then started again this morning. I forgot how early the sun comes up here in Colorado, even though I've been here for several years. About 5 o'clock it starts to get light here in the summers, so that kind of woke us up. Like I said, David already got an early start this morning, and I'm just going to kind of take my time. And we got 4 miles to go to Lenny's Rest, I believe it is, where we'll be hanging a right and going down the Indian Creek Trail. It's 4.3 miles down to the trailhead, and then we will just turn around there and backtrack from there back to our car at segment 1 and 2. So without further ado, I got some downhill to go. Well, it's about 9:30, and we just made it to the intersection of the Colorado Trail and Indian Creek Trail, Lenny's Rest. Quite a few people there, so we moseyed up Indian Creek Trail to this spot. And we're going to take a little snack break here and just kind of enjoy it. So far, everything's kind of been through the woods, which has been really nice this morning. Shade, beautiful sunrise gleaming through the trees, and just a real pleasant morning to the start to the morning. So we're going to head down to the Indian Creek Trailhead, which is 4.3 miles, and then we're going to head back up this way. So we're kind of scoping out campsites. We just found something that might be a possibility here. This would be a dry camp, or down in the valley, which has got several campsites right next to water. I kind of like the idea of having the views, so we might just camel up and bring water to this point. Anyway, gonna sit down. I'm gonna enjoy this and get some food in my belly, and then we'll get moseying down the trail. So it is 11:45. I've got Dave over here. He's watching Netflix, and I'm getting ready to go ahead and cook some experimental lunch here. I made some lentil, bean, and kale soup. I put some spicy dehydrated turkey in. So anyway, we're just gonna kind of chill out here for a little bit. Since it's 12:15, we found some really good campsites 4 miles back the way we came. At the top of a ridge that right up near Lenny's Rest, I think it was, Lenny's Rest. And we might just go ahead and chill out up there, or go down to the stream that's a little bit below that. But either way, we're going to take the day slow and just enjoy it. We got plenty of daylight and just sucking the marrow out of it. So I'm going to mow on this. What are you watching over there? All right, time to eat. So the experiment of the soup here actually turned out pretty good. The only thing that I would do next time a little bit differently is add less water. I mean, it is soup, and that's you know, indicative of having a nice broth, but I think I would just have a little less water. I put 2 cups in, and it's a little liquidy, so probably maybe like about 1.5, 1.25. But otherwise, thumbs up on the soup today. So it's 1 o'clock and we have finished our lunch. Actually, it was really good. That soup actually turned out well. And this right here is the equestrian campground, I believe, for the Indian Creek trailhead. You see the gentleman going back up the road there, 0.3 miles to the other trailhead, but we had no desire to do a little road walk for no apparent reason, and this is good enough excuse to stop as there is anyway. But been a really nice hike up to this point on the Indian Creek Trail. It's through a lot of woods, little like an open meadow in one section, a couple of different views, but for the most part it is under trees, and actually very welcome today because it's hot and the sun is beating down on us, so I do appreciate the trees and the shade. We have about 4 miles to get back to the place that we had a snack break this morning, and it's up on the top of the ridge near Lenny's Rest, and we're going to camp there because it's got a nice view. So without further ado, the rest of the trip's back the same way we came. So until next time, guys, get out and enjoy some nature, get out and hike, take care. Well, good morning for day number 3. It is 20 after 6 and a relatively peaceful night last night. Didn't get too cold, wasn't too hot. And this morning about 5 o'clock, 4:45, the birds, which is nature's alarm clock, started going off, so I got an early start this morning. Anyway, we got about 8.8 miles back to the car. It's a 400-foot descent over 0.8 miles to get down to the valley here, then a 1,300-foot climb over 4 miles, and then a 1,300-foot descent back to the car over 4 miles. So it should be a nice day. I'm gonna move on. See you back at the car.